Hello. We're going to make the most out of what we found, and almost anything can be turned into a piece of art that engages families, people of all ages, with nature. So what I'm looking at here, what we're starting with, this was an old light shade, metal, white, rusted. See where the light bulb went through. I painted it black, and this was the little tray that it sits on, painted that black. It's just plastic. So now this can be an upcycled fairy garden. To begin with, we have to do something about that hole. So this is some material that can fit on the bottom. It also helps with drainage. It's lightweight. So when you fill this up with rocks and the type of soil that you'll need for succulents for a fairy garden, it won't be quite so heavy. Put it all in there. Okay. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. That's all good. Okay. And then I like to fix with some bonsai soil mix on the top. It's real coarse. Okay. Also make sure that your plants don't get overly wet. There it is. So then you go to some other types of material that you can recycle to make into some sort of a structure for a fairy garden, an upcycled fairy garden. Okay. So I found these sticks in the backyard. A neighbor's willow tree sheds every year, and I've got, wisteria that I trimmed as well. So we just have a handful of these, trim them all to the same length, about 10, 15 or so, however much you want to do. All right, get them all approximately the same size. Now you can either make a square structure, Lincoln log kind of thing, house, or you can make a little tent, which is kind of fun. Secure one end. So this is just some tape that I use to help with my roses to secure some plants, keep them all in place. If you have a rubber band, nice big sturdy rubber band, that works too. Just something to bundle them up. It's going to have a little bit of stick to it. And this is just for starters. Leave a couple of inches there on the top. Now, that's a starting point, okay? Then what you want to do is fan out the sticks. You're going to make a little tent. So try to fan these out. Find your position here first. All right. There we go. It's going to be approximately like that, okay? And we'll fit it in the ground. But it won't really stay very well that long, just like that. So look at some type of fabric or some sort of material that you can weave in between to give some structure. So we can maybe cover this with moss or little sparkly bits or other pieces of, whether it's acorn caps, you name it, something you find, okay? So we're going to weave a little bit in there to help add some structure. Let's bring this. Now this is some more trellis wire. It's just really fine gauged. You can find this at a craft store, garden store, whatever you need, but we're trying to find something to weave in between just to give it some structure. So start about midway down, and I just use this because it's quick and easy to work with. I also have raffia. Now weave it in and out of your structure, but we're just adding a little bit of structure and to help keep the shape of this little twig tent. Okay, there we go. Little structure, stick it in the dirt, sturdy sticks. But if your sticks are smaller than this, you can take a little piece of heavier wire, wrap them around the bottom so you've got some poles to stick it into, okay? Stick it in the dirt like that, that works. Now we're ready for the moss. Let's see what happens. Isn't this convenient? Look at this. I found some moss that comes in a sheet. That's crazy. So we're just gonna grab a little swath like this. See, look at it, it's shedding. Okay, got that. Now, handy glue gun. So, I find it easier to just put some dots on the twigs, glue dots, tiny little pieces to help anchor it. It's going well, going well. I'm gonna wrap it around. Again, be careful on this part because it's hot. All right. All right. Wrap it around. See, it's starting to take shape already. Okay. Inside to the tent. Okay, now you've got a structure. Okay. Now, it looks best, you've got a lot of little pieces that you can fill in here. So that's where you can take different kinds of moss or different kinds of material and fill them in. So, adding some more moss up at the top. Look at that. Now what we're doing is this also helps firm the structure up a little. Okay. But it's just kind of fun. All right. Little pieces there. And then although we're going a little bit faster because it's a video here, you do have to be cautious when it comes to a glue gun, trying to go too fast. That's when you make a mistake. That's when you can get hurt. Okay, so we have to be careful. Maybe one more piece up front, up here. Okay, now do you know what would be fun? We came across, when we were scavenging for things to do, things to decorate and to upcycle, things that would otherwise be thrown away and end up in a landfill. Can we make something of that? Can we do something else with that? Came across these little flamingos. Now, I don't know if they were cocktail sticks originally or what they're for, but I think that there's room for a flamingo pond in here. Now, flamingos are going to need water, right? Well, that's kind of hard to do, but we do have in my little bag of tricks in here. Oh, look at that, some blue glass. Now this was also from the discard pile. It's decorative filler is what they call it. So, you know, that's from if you have, you know, some pots you want to put up or some, heaven forbid, silk flowers. You can put that in the bottom of it. But look at this, it was $1. So let's just grab that. Now we're gonna make some glass, or put some use to it. And it's going to be a pond. I'm gonna make a little bit of an indentation here, okay, in the soil. Maybe the flamingos want to frolic in the protected area, okay? So I'm gonna put some blue glass there. Crazy, not too much water. Okay, there we go. Now it's water. Okay, my flamingos. Oh, that guy lost his leg, that's all right. Here's one. We're gonna have 3 flamingos in there to start. How's that? Okay. When you're always thinking about motion and light and reflection, and the blue glass is a nice start, right? But what's going to be on the top to make it work? Now this was a, well, discarded, I don't know, wind chime or something. But what I like about it is this sparkly bit here, and we can take the hook off. So let's try that. So let's take that off the top. All right, and let's take this sparkly bit. It's just ceramic or something. Looks like it's attached with a fishing wire off of this. All right. Now, doesn't that just look like it could be a fun topper to this? You know? So then what can we do with this bit? Well, seems like everybody would kind of like a little entrance, right? How about just a little entrance? This will catch the light. Now that we have our moss tent kind of started really well, let's look at decorating some more of the inside and putting the plants in place, okay? Now, every good pond needs a retaining wall. I came across these they're just little slices of a birch tree, which would be kind of nice, right? Let's make a fence. Put it around the water, here on the inside. Okay, now maybe we can, look at this glass, that's fun. Came across this is also like in the dollar pile. Just little decorative glass. But how about putting that where it might catch the light on maybe the back of this, okay? Keep the glue gun handy. Just a little, I think it's easier to just put it directly on the moss, attach it. Okay. on the moss. Attach it. Maybe one more. Now let's see about those plants, shall we? All right, now the best thing, since remember the soil that we put in there is primarily for cactus and succulents, for something like this, for a fairy garden, you want something that's fairly low maintenance, but you want the plants to at least all be consistent if you can, like all succulents, you know, or if you're going to mist it regularly, something can handle in a protected space, something that likes the moisture. Just use your hand, dig it down there. There's one plant. That'd be kind of nice, because then it'll maybe grow and trail over that. That would be nice. Oh, hen and chicks. Who doesn't love those? Okay. Put that in there. That'd be kind of fun. And plus, it's got a nice blue tint to it, which might kind of be fun with the glass right there. So we'll put that in. All right. Oh, we need a little bit of color in the back. Wouldn't that be cool? Let's put this in. Okay. So we can do plants all the way around it. So from every angle, this is going to have something to enjoy. Again, the last step you're going to do is water everything. Now this kind of looks like a tree, right? Doesn't every house have a tree in the front yard right by the door? Let's try that, see how it looks. Okay. All right. I'm going to dig a bigger little indentation for that one. Put them in there. He'll be happy there. And none of these will really get too big, okay? If they do, guess you'll have to make another fairy garden and plant it all by itself somewhere, okay? Getting that in there, okay? And we've got room for one more. Let's do another succulent, because this guy likes moisture. Do another succulent right up here towards the front. Okay. Now let's put it right over here. Okay. All righty. Now, they're all put together. Now we kind of need something, as you're seeing, this is kind of fine textured soil. We need something to kind of give it, a little bit of structure to keep it in place, don't we? So we're thinking about these. This is some nice blue glass, or you can always do some more moss, right? Put it down there in place, keep it in place. So put this around. And of course, moss also helps with the moisture retention. You put that in there. This is just a neat textural thing that I really like. Came across. Okay, put that in the bottom. A little bit of this in the front. So any kind of natural material is going to work just fine, whatever you want to do. All right. It's just real easy to work with, and it comes in a package, but hey, if you're growing some near your house, like I was, then you can use that too. That's great. Okay. All right, and let's put a few more of these little green stones in place. Okay. Around the plants, maybe. Kind of keep them in place. And again, reflects the light nicely, and that's kind of neat too. Okay. All right. Now, for the last touch, what you need to do is just water everything, okay? And see that the water is coming out the bottom. Don't let it sit in water. It shouldn't really be an issue here. And succulents don't like to get their feet wet. They don't like to be wet at all, so keep that much in mind. Well, you gotta have fairy lights, don't you? Now these are indoor fairy lights. They make some for outdoor too. But if you're gonna put this, you know, near in a windowsill or whatever you wanna do, okay? You can just string this up, okay? It catches the light. Then it makes it kind of fun at night as well. Since the flamingos aren't in the dark, how about that? Join us at the Botanical Garden Saturday, April 17th. It's a free admission day, and you'll find this upcycled fairy flamingo garden along with other unique items, all for sale. That same day is also going to feature a self-guided tour, all kinds of activities, and a shed sale, which is just a fantastic and big botanically based event designed to help support the Des Moines Botanical Garden. Hope you can join us.